They're building an outdoor ice rink at London's Greenwich Naval College. There's plenty of maths involved. Pause the video and watch each clip as often as you like.
It's one of the biggest temporary ice rinks in London. When we first did this ice rink, 3 years ago was the first time we did it, and it took us that first time, it was a 2-week build. This year, we've reduced that time, because we've had a bit of the practice and we know where the pitfalls are and the problems are. We actually started on the Friday evening to be ready the following Friday. So we've gone from 2 weeks down to 1 week. It's been a bit of an experiment for us to see if we could do it, and actually it's been absolutely fine. Although it doesn't look ready at all, we're still only a couple of days, still got a couple of days before we open, and we're exactly on schedule from where we should be to be open on that day. So I'm very happy. This ice rink is 30 metres by 30 metres. It's an exact square, this one. It's literally 30 by 30.
So how would you work out the surface area of the ice rink? How would you work out how many barriers they need to go all the way round the edge of the ice rink?
Once we've actually laid the pipes, which is like underfloor heating, we then start running through glycol, which is antifreeze, which will chill down to a much lower temperature than water would freeze at. So it will still be liquid at, say, -20 degrees.
How would you work out how much glycol liquid they're going to use? And what might be the total length of the pipes under the ice that the glycol will go in?
Okay.
When you spray the water on the top, the water will actually start freezing and it becomes solid. So over the next 2 days, we will just continue to spray layer after layer of water until we end up with a lovely flat 4-inch thick ice rink.
So, how much water will they use to cover the ice rink?
Everything is ramped as well as stairs, and this is obviously great for disabled access. So when we build here, we obviously take a lot of care in making sure that there's proper access for everybody. And there's a lot of guidelines which go with the rampage. They have to be a certain width. The length is determined by how high they have to go. So if they're 1 foot high, then they have to run 12 foot, because the rule is that they have to be a 1 in 12 rake to be able to meet the guidelines which are set down for wheelchair users.
Find some steps around your building and work out how you'd build a safe ramp up them. How would you work out the length of pipe coiled up in this crate?
There's guidelines within the ice rink industry of how many skaters we're allowed per square meterage of an ice rink. So the industry standard is that there should be at least 3 square meters per ice skater. So for an ice rink this size, which is 900 square meters, we know that the maximum amount of people we can have on it at any one time is 300 people. If we did have 300 people, it would actually be very, very busy. So on that basis, we say, okay, well, let's knock off 50 of those so that there's plenty of space for everyone to skate on, which gives us 250 tickets to sell. So we know that if we sell 250 tickets per hour, and we've got 10 hours a day, we're going to be able to sell 2,500 tickets per day. We multiply that with the amount it costs to go on, work that out over the period of the time we're doing it, which is 43 days here, and then we know how much we could make if we sold absolutely every single ticket. And then we work out the percentages of what we think we would sell. So knowing that perhaps on a Monday morning when the schools haven't broken up, it might be quiet, so we knock that right down. But then saying on Christmas Eve, when it's going to be really busy and it's going to be packed, we know we'll have sold every ticket. We can sort of work out how many tickets we will sell.
So have a go at working out how much money they might make during the skating season. How would you work out the shortest distance the ice sweeper could travel to completely clean the ice rink?
My name's Travis and I'm working in skate hire, giving out people boots, giving them back their shoes. At a changeover, when a session's coming on and another session's coming off, we can have as many as 200 people coming onto the ice and 200 people coming off the ice, all wanting to change skates for shoes or shoes for skates, so it gets quite hectic. On a busy day, we'll usually have maybe 200 people on the ice at a time. On a quiet day, we'll probably have maybe 100, maybe a bit less. We have from a junior size 8 up to a adult size 13. So we can cater for most people. Well, basically, I mean, we've only got these 5 pairs of 13s because we don't get that many people with feet large enough to want size 13. And you can probably set this out. They're fairly they're in fairly good condition. If you compare them to sort of like even one size below, these are a bit more used, a bit more scuffed, because we hardly get anyone using the 13s.
I'm a 5.
Size 11 normally, but I seem to have stuck myself into a size 10 today.
Oh, that is personal. Oh, huge. 10.
I'm a size 9.
Size 10.
Size 9. But it's not like ice, it's not like bowling. They don't put the sizes on the ice skates, luckily. Otherwise I'd have had a 6 and just been crippled.
5, 6, 5.5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 4, 7.
How would you work out how many skates of each size the ice rink should have? What's the probability that someone will fall over if they go ice skating for an hour?
When we first came to ask for if we could put this here, there's a bylaw in place which states that, and this is the Queen used to live in this house sort of a couple of 100 years ago, and when she lived here, she made a law and said, I always want a view from that house down to the river, which is why these buildings were actually built in 2 sections so that she kept her view. And that law still stands in place. So when we came and said, is there any chance we could put an ice rink here? We think it would look great. They said, we're ever so sorry, there's a law which says you can't do it and you can't put your marquee in the middle. So we said, well, what about if we make the whole marquee clear, which is why the whole thing's glass on the front and glass on the back, and it's got a see-through roof. And they said, okay, we'll let you get away with it.